Evening, everyone. Icy here. Point out a couple of things. See if you agree with me or not. That's your choice. Let's start off with the border, my favorite subject, as you may well know. Alejandro Mayorkas was before the committees in D.C., and he refused to acknowledge that we have terrorists in the United States. He refused to provide numbers of gotaways. He refused so many requests from the various elected officials to answer questions honestly. It makes me worried for my fellow citizens. And here's why I'm going to say that. We already know that several, actually I think it was like 134 known terrorists on the watch list were already apprehended. We also know that according to tonight's report, one suspected terrorist was apprehended in Arizona, processed and released. Figure that one out. Released. They just apprehended the guy here in the Northeast. So, if these people are openly violating the law, why are they not being arrested and replaced with people that will enforce the law? Mayorkas has not enforced the law. He keeps claiming that the border is secure, but we all know that it truly is not. And we have approximately 9 million illegals in this country now over the last 2 years. Out of that 9 million, over 80%, actually closer to 90% of them are young men, military age young men. And at last estimate, they currently outnumber our U.S. military by a margin of 6-1. Think about that. 6 suspected military personnel coming here illegally, and they are outnumbering us 6-1. And then you add to that scenario the Biden administration taking these shootings that are going on, and they are horrific, they are tragic, but they are the result of failure of the mental health establishment in this country for dealing with people. Excuse me. I'll say, look at it this way. You're diagnosed as a schizophrenic or any number of mental disorders, and you have to be on medication. Now, and to ensure that you are on the medication properly, common sense says that you should be placed into a controlled facility, a mental hospital, where the staff can monitor your progress, give you the medication on the required time frame, and see if it helps bring about a positive change to your life. That's not what is happening. What's happening is they're being told, yeah, you got a mental issue, here's some medication, I'm going to release you to your family, and they have to monitor you and make sure that you take your meds on time. I have never seen a family yet sit there and hover over another family member to ensure that they took their medicine on time. I've never seen it. Now, I'm 65. I've never seen it. So, you have these self-medicated, mentally deranged individuals that, since they're not being reported to the various law agencies so that their names could be flagged to prevent them from purchasing a gun, they can legally go and purchase a gun. Well, that's the law. If you don't have anything on you that is criminal or mental, then you have the right to purchase a weapon. So that's what's happening. These people are deranged. They are borderline psychotic. And they're going around getting weapons because nobody turns them in. And then you've got these other people that are taking automobiles and driving through crowds, killing people. So my question is, if these people that are mentally deranged are obtaining weapons, and everybody favors the AR-15, but in reality, all it is a semi-automatic .223 caliber rifle, and they just added cosmetics to it, a pistol grip, vented barrel, a lighter stock, just makes it easier to carry and easier to hold, but it doesn't change the value of the bullet coming out of the end of that barrel. So you have people purchasing these weapons, and now the current administration is trying to take away these weapons. And I have to ask, why are you taking away the weapons from people that have never committed a crime? Just because a few nuts out there killed people with a particular type weapon, you're going to go target them? Why haven't you gone after the gang members in the cities, where 56% of all murders within this country are committed by handguns? That's right, handguns, pistols. And do you think these people bought these pistols legally? No. You can get a pistol anywhere in the city if you got the money to purchase it. And the black market on that is through the roof. So what's going on is the government is going to target legal, honest citizens to get them to surrender their weapons to make themselves feel that they accomplished something, while they fail to go after the actual criminals that are committing these crimes. You tell me. I mean, if 56% of all the murders are being done by pistols in the hands of gang members, wouldn't you think that you would go after the gang members? You would do a massive sweep. But according to our Democratic politicians, that's targeting. Well, what do you think targeting AR-15 owners is? It's targeting. The problem is that they're honest individuals and they're willing to surrender if the law requires them to do so. Criminals don't surrender to the law. They don't obey the law. They don't give a darn about the law. And given a chance, they'll shoot you while you're trying to obey the law, and then they'll take your gun from you too. So, until this government actually goes after the people that are committing the crimes, they're going to have a problem on their hands trying to take away citizens' weapons. I mean, they're using Australia as an example of the mandatory buyback. Mandatory doesn't mean it's a law. It just means you're trying to intimidate people by saying it's mandatory. Unless it's an actual written law passed by Congress, passed by the Senate, signed by the President, it ain't a law. Executive order on confiscation of private property is unauthorized too, so he can't do it. So they're going to do is they're going to try and copy Australia, and they're going to get these mandatory gun buyback programs, and people are going to surrender their guns, and then, like in Australia, the crime rate's going to go through the roof, and the people right now in Australia are screaming they want their damn guns back. Go figure. Common sense. This is the only country on the planet where the citizen has a right to own a weapon, has the right to defend himself and his family with that weapon. Every other country on the planet does not offer that respected honor. And the people that are seeking more power are trying to remove that right from the citizens of this country. Just think about it. You don't see Republicans trying to take away your Second Amendment rights. It's always the Democrats trying to take it away, which I find it ironic, since the Democrats are the party of Jim Crow laws. They're the party of the KKK. They're the party of the Ku Klux, the Klan doing all their crap. They're the party of obstruction on allowing the blacks to have civil rights. The list goes on and on of things that Republicans passed, and the Democrats totally went against it when it came to trying to protect the black community. And we're going to trust these people? I don't think so. And now that our president is being proved that he actually did have, you know, business dealings with his son and his foreign connections, and the money trail is starting to become uncovered. And then you got Kamala Harris, who started her political career as a mistress for downtown Willie Brown, and who lied to the California Highway Patrol to garner their vote, and then she screwed them all legally. She's clueless. I mean, if you watch that one video where she's talking to kids about space and everything, to be quite honest, my dead dog has a more clear speech and eloquent speech than she does. So, and that's saying a lot. So, I want you people to just start thinking about what's going on. I'm not telling you to follow my advice. I'm not saying to listen to what I say. I'm not saying to agree with me. But don't listen to just one side of a coin. You have to look at the other side. You have to do your research. You have to look into what's happening, because as of right now, the stories are becoming unfolded and things are getting worse. And just like with what's going on with Ukraine and Israel, notice the Democrats want to bundle the aid for Ukraine and Israel together. Republicans are saying no, one at a time. That way you can verify what the money is, who's getting the money, and how it's being used. The Democrat bundling, under Chuck Schumer, of course, they get to skim some of the funds that are going to Ukraine. And to be quite honest, Ukraine doesn't need the money right now, because when Zelensky was here talking to the UN, the First Lady of Ukraine, his wife, was in New York City spending $1 million on a shopping spree. If you can blow $1 million shopping, you don't need money from other countries to help your ass out. But that's my opinion. ICY out.